Okay, we're live.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to council on Tuesday, November the 12th, 2024. As always, we'll remind everybody to turn off or vibrate their mobile devices. I've got a motion here that council hereby accepts the agenda as circulated or amended. There's no additions or deletions. Moved by Councilor Lake, second by Councilor Wheeler. All in favor? Thank you. Any declarations of interest today? Hearing none. I have a motion here from the previous council meeting that council hereby adopts minutes of the regular meeting of council held on Monday, October 28, 2024. Special meeting of council held on Wednesday, October 30, 2024. Circular amended. Moved by Councilor Lake, second by Councilor Valens. Any questions, errors, or omissions of minutes? Hearing none, call question. All in favor? Carried. Thank you very much. Police Service Board's appointments. We have finally got that issue resolved somewhat. We're still waiting for provincial appointment, but we do have a motion that council hereby accepts the attached report and recommendation that can actually, you want to highlight the report?
Yeah, the report comes from you.
Oh, sorry. So the appointments of the committees for the Police Services Board under the bylaw in regards to the appointments will be Shelley Evans as a municipal board for the town of Marathon. And what I was just about to say is was in regards to the appointments we have now amalgamated with Manitouwadge. Manitouwadge was a 5-1. We were a section 10. They now will have a representation. Jim Moffat is their representative for the board from the Manitouwadge community. And then we're still waiting the appointments. So it'll be Councilor Lake, myself, Shelley Evans, and Jim Moffat from Manitouwadge, and we're waiting for a provincial appointment to make it a complete board under the new Community Safety Act, Policing Safety Act, which was implemented April 1, 2024. It's been a bit of a work in progress, so hopefully we can get everything going. We're going to have our first meeting next week. So with that being said, I do have a motion here that council hereby adopts the attached report and recommendation appointment to the Committee of Police Service Board, Shelley Evans. And further that the appointment be accepted as presented with the appointment expiring November the 14th, 2026. Moved by Councilor Wheeler, second by Councilor Lake. Any questions on that?
Welcome aboard.
Yep. All in favor? Great, thank you very much. Student council reports.
All right.
Councilor Anthony, thank you.
Since the last meeting of council, all of Marathon High School's teams participated in the NSSS semifinals in Red Rock. The boys team staved off elimination and moved on to the NSSS finals. Well, the junior boys did not the senior boys, but that's a story for another day. Whereas the girls were both eliminated, but not without a great effort and a whole bunch of spirit. The junior boys made it to the gold medal game of the NSSS finals, but lost in a nail biter in the same kind of fashion as last year to Trillium of Shackwell. I'm going to give a congratulations to the NSSS banner winning teams of the junior boys volleyball title went to Trillium from Shackwell. Junior girls basketball went to Terrace Bay, and Manitouwadge swept both senior boys and senior girls basketball and volleyball. Further, our Falcons athletes will be moving on into girls volleyball and boys basketball and starting the winter season. In regards to major events going on in the high school, we had a career day last Wednesday, November 6th. This seen students of our grade 9 students of the high school venture out into the workplace. I think some even joined the town of Marathon crew. In the school, we had a webinar and breakout sessions, and we started off the day with a keynote speech from Tanya Olford and Pam Fox of Barrick, talking about employment requirements and the importance of gaining your OSSD or your grade 12 diploma. Today, students of the grade 11, 12 leadership class at our Remembrance Day ceremony for students and staff. Special thanks to all the students for running the ceremony and retired Chief Warrant Officer and Captain Michael Hamilton for presenting to the student body. Something that was highlighted in both yesterday's Remembrance Day service at the Legion that I attended and today's service was getting youth involvement in these ceremonies as we move generations away from family in service. I know myself, I'm 3 generations away from a member in service, so you got to recognize and build up that recognition of what those men and women did for our country.
Good, thank you for your report. I want to thank you and as well as Councillor Matos for attending on behalf of the student body. As we heard from Mr. Hamilton, that was good youth engagement at the Remembrance Day ceremony yesterday at the Marathon Royal Canadian Legion. And you're absolutely right. There has been many generations of children that have been born since their grandparents or parents have served in the military through specifically wartime. So it's very good, and I'm glad you came, and I thank you for that opportunity as well. So awesome. Thank you very much. Up next, we have an update on the Christmas parade. Suki. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. The Community Services Department is working on planning the 35th annual Christmas parade, which will take place on Saturday, November 30th. Similar to last year, we've put out a Survey Monkey link that is posted on our Town of Marathon Recreation Facebook page, as well as our website for those who are interested in joining to just register there. We will kick off the holiday cheer on the Saturday afternoon at the Rec Complex by offering family skating, a free movie, a chance to use the Christmas backdrop for photos. A poster will be available soon that includes the times for these events, and will again be posted on our social media and website. The parade itself will leave the high school at 6 p.m. All participants are asked to arrive early enough to be set up to leave on time. The parade will travel through town and end at Lakeview Community Hall. This year, we are glad to bring back the fun evening at the gym at Lakeview. There will be local school choirs singing a few songs. Big Lake Cheer, the cheerleading group, will do a few performances. The Lions Club is providing hot chocolate. There will be some cookies and snacks for everybody to get into the holiday spirit. So if anybody has questions about any of that or to how to register, they can contact me here or Alyssa.
Great, thank you very much for that update. Anybody have any questions?
That's great.
Everybody putting the parade exploded?
We are.
Good stuff, awesome. Okay, look forward to it, and of course, everybody drop down to Lakeview and have some fun down there as well. That's a big part of it as well, right? Thank you very much. Look forward to it. Hopefully it's a nice evening. Up next, we have some reports and motions. First, we have information received from NOMA in regards to supporting resolution for the request to delay the IRCC and the PGWP reforms to address program eligibility concerns, and further copies most before on to individuals originating the original resolution. Mover second to put on the floor. Over Councillor Valance and by Councillor Lake. These all read the Act. This one is called the Workplace Post-Graduation Work Permit Program, as well as the IROC, which is the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenships Canada program for the region, Northwest Ontario specifically, but all of Canada is being affected by these programs, right? So programs offered by the Confederation College are not currently listed under the IRCC. List include engineering, technical business programs, dental assisting, registered nursing, culinary management, development service worker, early childhood education. These programs provide a definite benefit to immigrants and refugees coming to our country. So any other questions, comments?
We have trouble staffing each and every one of those positions, so
No, I know.
easy
And
support.
I think what happened is it was a bigger overview and oversight in regards to the whole immigration programs, and they didn't look at it in specifics. So Councillor Bounce.
I deal with this on a 9-to-5 basis daily because of my role with the college, but yeah, when we look at the economics of our region and when we say we're going to need a couple thousand people for the mining sector in the next decade, they're going to need to come from somewhere. So it's almost like the two levels of government need to kind of rejig the strategy, because one is eliminating the opportunity and one is saying we need the opportunity. So
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with the NOMA discussion around this was around regional opportunities, right? You know, there's certainly bigger centers where there's more people moving to the urban centers in our countries, whether that's in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. There is an impact, obviously, in the housing model. But in our areas where there's potential housing, availability of housing, and the programs could be looked at, eligibility and looking at different numbers. So that's part of the big concern that was presented to the government. This was specifically addressed to the Prime Minister of Canada.
Your worship,
Yes.
when we look at newcomers or international students, there needs to be a certain percentage of in class, not online, and that's a roadblock too, also with the newcomers and them accessing post-secondary institutions. So
Well, hopefully that some of this can be resolved because we're definitely short in the workplace, no matter where you look, specifically in Northwestern Ontario, and I think it's happening all throughout the province, but we know there's a big crunch in housing, and that's one thing that we're all trying to work on, all levels of government trying to work on that. You know, we've addressed it as well, but we have vacancies within our community, so there is room for movement and people to move in the region, so that's one of the things that's really important. With that being said, I'll call the question. All in favor of that motion? Thank you. Up next, we have another motion here in regards to supporting NOMA and pertaining to the support of attracting investment and maintaining forest operations and employment in Ontario. May I move a second to put that on the floor? Moved by Councilor Lake, second by Councilor Mallons. And this one is in regards to obviously investing in our backyard. And Marathon's been very successful, whereas we were able to, through the bankruptcies of a couple companies back in 2008 and 9, we're able to manage the forest through a Forest Corporation. That was a pilot program set up by the Ontario then Liberal government. This program should be revisited and looked at opportunities for the forest sector, not just the mining, I mean, in the mills, because we know the mills are going down. I think in Northwest Ontario now, there is Thunder Bay, Dryden, and Kapuskasing. That's it for mills. Some sawmills that are struggling because sawmills don't have a place to ship their chips. And there's got to be diversification within those industries. And we know there's demand for the wood product, but how do we get to market that's reasonable and cost effective? So this is identified through the OFIC Corporation as well, and they're fully support this. And the big ask is where the forest sector roads program is one of the $75 million used to be. These are some of the things that, you know, be looked at and maintain those roads for a little more of the offset of those costs of the month of the mills, specifically those 3 mills I mentioned, but also the forestry companies that are operating for sawmills. And the $10 million sawmill chip program ending March 25th, 2025 will likely need to be continued to expand in the absence of the immediate restart of current idle pulp mills to avoid the pileup as if anybody drove by White River. And I know Hornpain's a similar situation. The chips are mounds upon mounds of chips that there's no market for because of the distance, right? So that's a big thing. So NOMA supporting both of those and making sure that we can have the year of government to assist in working with the forestry sector and of course the operators of sawmills. So all in favor? Thank you. And up next, we have another resolution in regards to the Council of Town of Marathon hereby supports attachments received by the Good Roads pertaining to the establishment of the Ontario Rural Road Safety Program. For that copy of the motion before it out the individuals listed on the originally resolution. Moved by Councilor Lake, second by Councilor Wheeler. This is a big thing about road safety. We've been pushing this for years. Governments fully understand and they're working on those programs. Just most recently, they started development of the roadside pull-off in Terrace Bay. That's being cleared and was identified as a pull-off sleep area. So that's it's quite a big area, and the government of Ontario has addressed that. So there'll be a place for individuals to pull off with comfort, not just on a side of the road or into a gas station or, you know, a mall parking lot. So I haven't been west for a bit, and so I'm not too sure of the progress, but I know the progress has started.
They're working on it now.
It's quite a big area, so hopefully that it all gets done through the winter, and that's addressing some of those roadside safeties. There's other things as well, and talk about the Good Roads proposed leading a 5-year, $183 million program and leverages our municipal road expertise and this and Good Roads. It also identifies that this, despite having 70% of our population, 55 roads and fatalities occur on rural roads, as we know in our backyard. You know, anywhere from here to Sault Ste. Marie. Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie is a very treacherous section of highway, as well as Kenora area. So the government's been working on those roads for many decades and trying to enhance and widening them. Specifically, we see in our backyard at the beginning of Thunder Bay, which is a lot more volume of transports because they come up Highway 11 corridor. So that's making it safer for all of us to travel. But we'll continue to work with government and try to identify the 3-lane scenario, the 2+1 system, which has really been huge adopted in the Norwegian countries with similar landscapes as us, where they have the same forest and rock cuts and rock makeup and, boreal type forest. So if we can continue to work with government and address those concerns, we should have some safer roads. I think just enforcement is another big thing, working with our local police departments on speed control, because that's part of it. But fatigue is probably one of the biggest parts of road safety in our part of the world. Dark, early, loose, tired, those things don't add up real quickly when you got somebody who might have a micro sleep for 2 seconds, doesn't realize they could be into toolies or into somebody's oncoming lane pretty quickly. And the reality is, as we all know, as we drive the highways, there's only literally a foot between us and the oncoming traffic in most cases. That's not a lot of space for error, right? So we'll continue to work on that, see how it goes, and push through with the Thunder Bay District Municipal League, NOMA, as well as OGRA Good Roads. Okay, so with that being said, all in favor? Thank you. Okay, that's pretty well it. We have the budget schedule copied to our members. Everybody has seen that in regards to the town of Marathon as working through our 2025 budget proposals. Administration's obviously already started work on the budget process. They started that in October 8th to be exact. There's been discussions through that. Right on to the last meeting was in regards to the budget was today. Our treasurer is going to distribute a workplace and worksheets and spreadsheets to administration as well as council. Next meeting will be administration on the 30th, December the 1st, administration, talk about the fees and charges and recommendations back to council. December 11th, administration, draft operating workplace completed, worksheets done. December 16th, council meeting, those fees and charges recommendation for administration were brought to council. December 11th and 20th, administration will work on initial department budget meetings in individual departments. By January the 7th, administration will be bringing all documents to be delivered to the treasurer. He'll put all that together through the 8th and 13th and finish in final department budget meetings if needed with the CAO. By January 17th, treasurer will consolidate budget. 3rd, 4th week of January, administration review consolidated budget. And then by the end of the month, the goal is to have a special meeting of council to present the draft consolidated budget, get preliminary approval on capital items for council. By mid-February, treasurer present revised draft and consolidated budget, as well as month of February, the end, early March, administration to revise budget as more information has been brought forward through the council meetings. Then April the 28th is proposed that council approve and pass the 25 operating capital budgets in council chambers. All looks pretty straightforward. This process has been done for many years. And there's lots of opportunity for the council as well as public to have input on some of those concerns they might see through the structure that council is presenting. Okay, any questions on that? Okay. Thank you. And we have an motion to adjourn at the hour of 4:17 p.m. moved by Councillor Wheeler, second by Councillor Lake. All in favor? Carried. Thank you very much.
Good job.